Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this next product in exchange for an honest review, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is a strainer, but it's a little more clever than just a regular strainer where you put your fruit or vegetables in, you rinse them off, and you kind of shake them out and let all the water kind of drain out. This is an adjustable sink strainer. So what that means is you put it into your sink and you adjust it so that the edges actually sit on the sink and hold it up, and then you can just quickly go ahead and rinse things off while it's in this strainer. It's actually pretty clever. It has a lot of nice little features. First of all, just so you know, you can kind of see how it slides. There you go. It slides real nice and easily because it can be fairly small or fairly large. Go ahead and check the measurements in the listings. But you can kind of go back and forth with this. That's kind of nice. You just kind of put it in. You kind of adjust it exactly to what you need. We'll talk about that in a moment. It is BPA free. And it is dishwasher safe, so I've used it a couple times. And the first time I used it, I actually just threw it in the top rack of the dishwasher, just popped it in there, and just ran a regular load, and it came out great. It's also good for hot things, so you can actually go ahead and strain pasta with this as well. So you could put this over your sink, and instead of putting your sink or your colander strainer into the sink, you just extend this out, pour in, all the pasta gets here, all the water comes out, pick it back up, pour it back into the pot. Real nice and simple. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it works. So here's my sink, and I have some produce, kind of messy, but here's my actual strainer. The way I do it, it's right now it's completely closed, like, oh my God, it's going to fall through. Nope, that's okay. I just extend it out until the edge hits one side. I extend it to the other side, and there we go. And now it sits nice and secure. I actually even have a little wash basket stuck in my sink, but that's fine because it's nice and thin. It will actually not take up as much space to fill the whole sink. So that's actually kind of nice. Now, with this, I can move my sink over and I can go ahead and turn water on and I can go ahead and rinse and everything falls out underneath. All the water falls out underneath. Nice. It is pretty secure. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays, it's tight enough here that it stays without adjusting. If you don't have an adjustable sink, just put it right in the middle underneath your spigot and it'll work just fine. Obviously, you can go ahead and obviously clean up peppers and onions, and I have sweet potatoes over there. I'm going to go ahead and do some fruit. So when you buy fruit, you typically want to go ahead and rinse it out. And what I typically do is I get a colander and I put it in and I rinse it. But here it's nice and simple. I just pour it in, wash it all off. You can spread them out. It's a fairly big colander as well. I like that it has a lot of surface space so that you can actually go ahead and just make sure you get everything nice and clean. And then I have two options. I can let them sit here and dry just like this. I can even maybe shake it up, kind of roll them around a little bit, get some of that water off, and let them just sit and dry right here. These holes are big enough that enough airflow will come through and it will go ahead and dry it. Or I could always go ahead and pick it up and roll it out onto a towel or roll them out onto a paper towel if I want to dry them even more. I actually have done this a couple times with several different types of berries, and they've worked out just fine. Another nice feature of this particular system is that you can go ahead and obviously use it on a sink even if you have dirty dishes in it. So what my kids will often do is they will drop all their dirty dishes into the sink. I'll have to go ahead and rinse and clean them off. But if I want to go ahead and like clean off fruit or wash anything, I have to clean them all out and take them all out first. But with this, I just put it across. I go ahead and do whatever I want to do. The water drains to the bottom. I do not have to empty the sink first. That's really great for prep and for cooking and for cleaning. And when I'm actually making a whole big meal with a whole bunch of different things going on at once, that's one thing I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about constantly cleaning out the sink because I have my own strainer and it's higher up and it's away from the actual dishes. I also want to kind of show you the holes are big enough to let water through, but they're obviously small enough to stop anything food from falling through. Even things like lentils, which I like a lot, I put beans in here. I will go ahead and pour a bag of lentils in here, just kind of rinse them off in here, and none of the lentils will actually fall through because I don't know if you can see this, but the lentils are bigger than the holes, and that's fine. So I just put them in here, I kind of shake them up, I go ahead and run water over them a little bit just to kind of drain and clean off my beans, and it works fine. Again, it's much better than a colander because with a colander, I'm constantly pulling it out, putting it in the sink, dumping it. This just sits here, I pour my beans in, and I rinse. And because this thing is actually so solid, you can actually even use it as like a drying rack for some dishes. So I have some cups here that I just went ahead and rinsed off. I can put that in there. I can put silverware in there. I can put small bowls. Anything I want, I just let it sit there and dry for an hour or two. It'll be nice and dry, and it actually saves you the expense or the trouble of actually using a dish rack like this giant dish rack I have over here. This is actually easy for small jobs. I just put a couple things in there and let them dry. Here's a hot pot of pasta. Again, I can go ahead and strain it right here, nice and easy. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and I just pick this up. I drain it out, and I just pour it right back into the pot. And now I'm ready to add my sauce or whatever I want to do with it, nice and easy. So there you go. You see how it works? When you're done with it, you can either rinse it out or throw it in the dishwasher, depending upon what you did with it. But then when you're done, you just go ahead and close it up. It takes up a lot less space this way, and you can go ahead and store it nice and small. I highly recommend this. It works really, really well. My wife loves it. I like it. Great.